Welcome to Nothing to Fear podcast. I go by the name Chris Blanca Pro. I started this podcast to share my untold story, my truths, and my journey, and my close relationship to Jesus Christ. And I want you to create a life on your own terms. We always have a choice. This podcast is about career, hustle, perseverance, manifestation, fun, sport, entertainment, relationship goals, and making it happen on your terms.
Hey, your favorite boys here. It's Nothing to Fear podcast. It's a people podcast, of course. And today you know what we're about. We're about inspiring, and we're about encouraging and motivating the mass, the people, and we're about the community, of course. So today we have a very special guest on set. He's a young, aspiring businessman, entrepreneur. You could name it. And I mean, because I see what he's doing. He's really doing it. So, welcome, Ligardy. And said, did I pronounce it?
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Ligardy,
did.
because I was trying to make sure that I get it right.
Oh,
So,
no, you got it right.
got it
brother.
right.
We appreciate
So,
you.
welcome, Ligardy, and said today, the Nothing to
Appreciate
Fear
you. Thank you for having
podcast.
me,
I
man. Thank you
mean,
for having me.
we're about the people,
Amen.
and you have a story,
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
and I want you to tell the story. Why are you here today?
Well, my name is Ligardy of Ligardy Hats. I am here to tell the world about not only the beautiful hat that I have on my head, but the world of hats. And we're looking to inspire the next generation of new hatters and new people who are trailblazers in this world.
Right. That's
Yeah,
you heard the man.
that's the mission.
That's the mission. Is to inspire you out there that's really thinking of something that you want to bring forth, or I would say be good at,
Sure.
or aspiring to be a businessman. He's not only here to talk about his hat, he's about here to talk about his success so far.
Yeah, it's been I think the biggest part of the success has been the journey itself
Yep.
and learning all of the things along the way. I
Yeah.
thank God that the lessons that I have been fortunate enough to learn have been lessons that haven't necessarily cost me too much.
Yeah.
Lessons that any businessman or anybody should know moving in the industry. But yeah, you know,
That's great.
yeah.
So tell us about tell the people, the Nothing to Fear podcast audience, about your hat, and what make you start it up, and give us a more in depth of your journey that take you
Sure.
out your comfort zone.
Yeah, I got you. Well, the journey essentially started from, I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm originally from Haiti, and I grew up in Brooklyn, and I grew up around a lot of style. I grew up around a lot of fashion. I'm a 90s baby, so I kind of saw. I've been fortunate enough to see the cycle spin all the way around. We
Yeah.
back to the baggy era, so something tells me that I've been around, a little
For a
bit.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got it's retro season, so I've seen these looks before, youngins. Um, but growing up in Bushwick, everybody was, we put an emphasis on getting dressed. Nobody went outside
yeah.
casual, or what they call casual these days. Your basketball shorts at least had to match,
Mhm.
something else on your
Something.
body. Just because you never knew who you're gonna see walking up and down the street. So I carried that with me all through high school. I wound up winning best dressed in high school.
Yeah.
So it showed me that as far as putting things together in the realms of fashion, that was something that I had an innate calling to. I originally went to school for animation and illustration, which then helped to kind of be the backbone for the company. So all of my logos, everything that I do, marketing wise, is all in house. Yeah, it's all me.
Oh man.
So, um, as I went through the artist phase. So I tried to get myself into galleries with my illustrations. We had some success, but then the starving artist saga began.
Yeah.
Less and less shows, or people being really shady with how they want to pay you for your work, and not valuing you to the degree that
Part of the journey.
you're part of the journey. So you take your licks, but as time went on, you kind of figure out who you want to be and where you want to go, and then you take those lessons that you learn, and then you move forward. So that moving forward for me was trying to figure out how to make my lane, but didn't have a job, didn't have anything because I'm an artist. I'm running
Yeah.
around doing all these things.
Hmm.
So I was at a wedding, and then one of my friends who was working at New York's oldest hat shop, he saw the way I moved. He saw my style, and then he said to me, the boys always talk about you because he was one of the groomsmen at the weddings. Like the boys always talk about you, how you're the one that helped them put together their style before you guys went out and things
Yeah.
like that. He said, I work at this hat shop. I think that you should go drop off your resume and see if they'll hire you. See where you can fit in this place. So I decided to do just that. Brought in my resume, dressed sharp and dressed for the occasion. Don't go to job interviews in sneakers, guys. Get it together, get dressed, make sure you look your best, and maybe you might get that job that you're aiming for. Dress for the job that you want, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
So,
inspiring.
for real though. So I went in there, dropped off my resume, and let's just say I never left. I stayed at that place, and that's essentially where my hat journey began. I went from your average fitted cap collector. I went out of my way to look for rare fitted caps, but I was a super big fitted cap collector. Your Jordans got to match your fitted, so that's
Yeah.
that's that's my era. You know what I'm saying? Like this, so I had to always make sure I had the specific colorway. So, with that being said, working at the hat shop kind of seemed like a natural progression.
Hmm.
I've always imagined myself wearing a fedora, wearing some type of hat. I've even drawn myself wearing a fedora, but it didn't really match what I was wearing. You can't really just throw on the J's with a fedora, or maybe you can, but that's not really. I don't really like mixing and matching like that. You step out, you make sure things are at least cohesive enough that
Yeah.
it makes sense. No Adidas tracksuit with the Nike Air Force Ones, guys. You gotta, you gotta make sure
You said,
these things make sense.
yeah, you said some very important stuff that it's in my head and it cannot leave. You say your boy told you to go to a specific hot spot
Yeah.
for you. I want you to look in the camera and shout your boy out and put him on because
Oh.
let me say something. It's not There's nothing wrong with putting on someone. You know what I mean? It's all about the Nothing to Fear podcast. Help out a brother. It's only up to the brother what he's gonna make of it.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we're about.
Oh yeah.
Point somebody in the right direction. I want you to look in the camera and shout your boy out. Put him
Shout my
on.
brother Shawal, man. Shout my brother Shawal. He was a great friend of mine. It was still pretty cool these days. We follow each other. He's the guy start. I've slowly watched him become the person that he is now. I'm super proud of him, and
Shout out.
without him, we wouldn't be here having this
Shout
conversation.
out to Shua. That's his
Shout out
name.
to Shawal.
Big
Amen to
respect, my brother.
him.
Big
Big
respect,
time.
man. So I want you to give us an insight of how you go about creating those hats
Hmm.
and what it takes and the time and
Sure.
the produce and the manufacturing.
Well, it's the good chunk of it was learning the trade. So
Yeah.
being at the shop, I not only learned how to sell, but I learned the intricacies of the hats themselves through customization. So a big chunk of what I do, or what I initially did, was customizing and learning how to use my hands to convey my thoughts onto
Hmm.
the material itself,
Yeah.
learning what the material does under, we use steam in order to get the shape for the hat.
Yeah.
So learning what the materials do with the steam and all that. So these traits I kind of built up over the years, and then I finally got the question from a few of my customers, hey, why don't you have your own hat brand? And this is essentially where the dream manifested.
So during the whole time of working in that spot,
Mm-hmm.
the customers.
Mm-hmm. They were so enamored by my work. They were wondering, why
So,
am I not doing
so they were during that time. The customers was motivating you,
Yeah,
and they see the greatness in you by just coming in
yeah,
and the way you dealt with them.
yep.
Oh man,
Just having standard
this
conversations.
is gospel right here, bro. You know what I mean?
You never know how far a smile or a good conversation will get you.
Exactly.
It sometimes it turns the day around. It awakens something in you that otherwise wasn't there before.
And patience.
Yes.
Patience is a big part of
Oh,
it too.
patience is big. Oh, if you, I think that's one of my gold standards. Is I've learned to be patient in all aspects of life. It's always long term.
The best way.
Yes.
they call it organic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I
yeah.
mean? In the islands, we say it's natural.
Natural. Yeah, well,
That's what I'm saying.
it feels good.
And I'm so proud to be here on set with you. You're from Haiti. Came here with a dream, and you executed. You know what I mean?
Still
Like we
execute.
said. You know what I mean? Live it, dream it, and achieve it. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that's where what we're about.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
remember, guys, one moment. This is Nothing to Fear podcast. Please, can you subscribe and share it
oh, big time.
and bring a friend to the community because the community is getting real dope. Look at the stories out that we have telling. Look at what Ligardy.
Yes.
Man, I'm so proud right now, man. I feel
Definitely
so
subscribe,
inspiring. You're
guys.
inspiring me.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you know what I
That
mean?
if I could do that for one person each day, that's what I'm saying, I've done my work, and
Uh huh.
that's always the goal, So this business has allowed me to reach people in a way where I've never been able to reach them before. When people put on one of my hats, the confidence that they get from it, the enthusiasm of putting together an outfit. I love when people they don't even wear hats like this, right?
Yeah,
And then they put one of my hats on. They're like, I'm gonna start wearing hats like this. I'm gonna start buying this. I'm gonna buy a pair of Chelsea boots. I'm like, yes.
that's fire, man.
It's amazing. So like that was the fuel for me from my customers, from the people that were around me, to start my own business. It wasn't easy.
No,
It
nothing is
wasn't
easy.
easy.
Nothing is easy.
One of the
But
big,
when you have love and passion,
oh yeah,
you have a purpose of getting up
oh yeah.
and go and make your day
It's a
more
different feeling.
successful. It's
Oh
a different
yeah,
feeling.
it's a different feeling. You don't want easy. You
No,
want satisfying.
that's a word.
You want
Yeah,
you want to feel fulfilled when you wake up and do what you do. And for
yeah,
me, sometimes my hardest days are my most fulfilling.
yeah. Of
The days when I'm
course.
only got 2 hours of sleep, I got two photo shoots and a show right afterward. Those
Yeah,
are like I come home and I'm supposed to be tired, but I'm up because I'm still in the I'm
because
still in the zone.
it's with a purpose.
Yes. Yes.
And it's fulfilling. You know what I mean? And he's not just an aspiring; he's really doing it.
Oh yeah.
I want you to tell him, give them your social media and give them your website
Hmm.
because I see what you're doing and you're very inspiring. So give them a social media and a website because you're not trying, you're doing it.
Oh, thank you, man.
You
And
know what I'm saying?
I want you guys to do it. I want you guys to do it right along with me. So to find me, my social media handle is going to be Ligardy, Ligardy _hats, HATS. That's going to be my Instagram handle. And then my website's pretty easy. It's going to be ligardyhats.com. That's Ligardy hats, HATS.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man.
Definitely go check it out.
Yeah, please
We
do.
got some, we
Please.
got some stuff brewing. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah.
about
You're cooking.
that.
You're cooking, my brother. You're in the kitchen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So it was like I said, it wasn't easy at first. The biggest thing, the biggest hurdle, and you're gonna hear this a lot. And I'm hoping that my work across the board, that when it's all said and done, that this is no longer a thing. I want to abolish gatekeeping.
Whoo.
I want to abolish gatekeeping, and I want to abolish that. I want to make sure that gatekeeping is a thing of the past. It's an archaic thing that they used to do, but not anymore. No, we share information. We bring our brothers to the well, and then we let them get their own water. But there's no way that we should be gatekeeping. And I say that in regards to the fashion industry because nobody wants to tell you where to get materials. Nobody wants to tell you where to get manufacturing. Nobody wants to tell you where to get help. You don't have to help me yourself, but you could at least tell
Point
me,
me the finger.
point me in that, point me in the right
Because it's
direction.
all started when your friend pointed you at that shop.
Exactly, and if it wasn't for that, and if you had told me back then that little push would have taken me to here, I would laugh in your face and I'd tell you, yeah, all right, this is just a regular job for me.
Yeah.
But no, these little things help. So, get the gatekeeping out of here.
Get it out of here.
Give people access
Yeah.
and watch what they do.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that like one of my friends, he's from New Orleans, he used to say all the time, if people only knew how much talented people were just hanging around in the streets of New Orleans would be the most popping place on earth.
You're talking about gatekeeping. Like that's why we that's one of the main reason why this very podcast is here to tell, to bring the community together, to inform the community about the stuff that they think they cannot achieve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
people like Ligardy to be on set, telling you guys the way how he go about getting it without hiding anything.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
So, man,
You be upfront, you know. You be upfront, and then you be honest with yourself, and you be honest with the people around you, and then it starts to inspire other people to do the same things. Like,
of
I
course.
don't gotta live like this. I
No.
don't gotta be grimy. I don't gotta keep everything to myself.
Mm-mm.
Ligardy just opened up the doors. I
I,
could do the same thing.
I give you the information. Is what you're gonna use the information.
Precisely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna take your hands and lead you to the
No.
promised land.
No.
I'm gonna give you the blueprint so you can walk yourself right along
Exactly.
the way. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I have is, you know, not necessarily. I'm not telling people to go out there and be fake, but you have to talk to people. You have to talk to everybody that you meet, and you have to talk to them in a way you be intrigued in what they're doing. You don't know. You don't have to be the main character of your story all the time.
No.
You have to be able to embrace those around you and take in their stories because they can inspire you just as easily as you can inspire them.
The word is networking.
It's networking, you know. If
You know what I mean?
I'm at the shop, so while I was at the shop, you had asked me what was the path that I taken. One of the things that I did was I spoke to every manufacturer that walked into the shop.
Oh
And
man.
by the time I got into a better position at the shop and I was doing more managerial things, helping to buy product and stuff like that, I have started to build relationships with all of the manufacturers that came in. I was one of the first people they saw. I was one of the last people they saw. And they saw what I was doing on social media for the shop. They saw what I was doing with my events. They saw what I was doing with the modeling. And, you know, one of the manufacturers, after being around me for so long, you know, he started asking me, you know, do you ever think about doing your own thing?
You were?
And, you know, after you get those questions from those kinds of people, you start asking those questions to yourself.
Yeah.
You start going internally with it. So then that's when I decided to make the step forward. And, you know, one of the biggest things that led to the success was when I asked for the help. And he's a younger manufacturer too, so which is one of the things. It's just like it's showing you just how much we're evolving. When I asked for his help, he helped immediately. How many of this do you need? How many of that do you need? Okay, this is what it's gonna cost. This is what you're gonna be expecting. And it almost seemed like, you know, if the shop went in not the direction that it went now, that I think that it would have grown to some place where I could eventually buy into the company and outright buy the company because I had a knack for it. You know,
Oh
I
man.
came into work every single day, and it felt like an extension of me.
But in the midst of that too, the manufacturer was expanding.
Yeah,
And he's used that opportunity to put you on because his company is getting bigger and better the more person he recruit.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and he's one of the first to do it. You know, so shouts to McGill. McGill is a manufacturer out in Canada. They're amazing. You know, I think that I see what they're doing versus what other people are doing in the realms of like being more inclusive, including everybody in their campaigns and like all the different ways they're representing people. It's amazing. A lot of the gatekeeping from the older manufacturers and the hat brands, you see one type of person wearing hats, and that's that. You know, now you have a set image in your head. You don't think that you can wear hats. If you're a young black boy in Harlem, you're not really seeing that representation in some of the classic brands, as they would call them. But then, you have this brand out in Canada, young manufacturing brand, young owner. He's making the push to include all of the things that we need as a people to move forward.
And I'm saying this, um, do not be intimidated by how many people have the same passion as you.
Yep.
It's just that you have to choose your lane, get yourself together,
And run it.
and don't stay focused. The word is tunnel vision.
Big time.
Put your own twist to whatever it is and run with it. You know what I mean? So, Mr. Lagarde, so what do you have next? What do you have on the calendar?
Well, on the calendar for this month is going to be a special month for us. I'm doing the Africa Everything Showcase. It's going to be this weekend, this Sunday. Tickets are still available. Do definitely DM me, at Ligardy Hats over on Instagram, at Ligardy underscore hats over on Instagram. DM me if you guys are interested. It's going to be a fashion show. There's going to be various other designers there. There gonna is going to be a showcase of different singers, dancers. So there's going to be various
Oh,
performances
different.
throughout the evenings. Yeah,
So the fashion show is about hats or
it's
it's
about raising awareness. They have various charities that are participating with
oh
the Africa Everything group. So the main emphasis, it's an eighth annual event. So the main emphasis is to use the fashion and use the beauty in the artistry to bring people together and enjoy, enjoy what they're doing, enjoy the donations that they're going to make towards, various contributions they help with funding schools in Africa. In this particular juncture, they're helping Haiti, and to finance certain things that are going on in Haiti. So
amen to that.
this is where I came into the mix
Yeah.
essentially and got hooked up with them. So yes, we're doing the Africa Everything Showcase. That's going to be on Sunday, and then you can also catch me. I'm going to be stopping through at the 9 to 5 Killers and Friends pop-up shop on Saturday. That's going to be amazing, and then we also going to be popping through at um, the Brooklyn Navy Yard Canvas Design Shop gallery. They're going to be doing an honor for me and a few of my friends. We have a really big project that we've been working on. So I'm going to be popping out to that to close my evening out. So we're going to be doing the 9 to 5 Killers pop up. We're going to be doing the Canvas art gallery over in Brooklyn Navy Yards. And we're going to be capping it off on Sunday with the
Calendar.
Africa Everything
Calendar
fashion
loaded.
show.
Calendar loaded.
Oh, yeah, the end of the
I'm
month is almost
loving it. I'm
gone.
loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I was scrolling through your social media, your Instagram page, and I see you had like you recently did a photo shoot.
Oh yeah,
Fire,
oh
bro.
yeah,
Tell
man.
him, tell him how did that.
Oh, it went
Photographer.
amazingly,
He
man.
was a photographer. Where did he get his
Mr.
shoot?
Anton Woods, man, over in Flatbush, man. What's the studio out of the Wood studio?
Yeah, 1779 Flatbush Avenue.
Out the Wood
Out
studio,
the woods.
out the Wood Studios, man. Come through, book yourself a photo shoot. My brother's an absolute pro. Always on time, always a great host. Yeah, man. The photo shoot was absolutely amazing. We couldn't stop taking pictures, and the camera had to die for us to cap it. So that's how much fun we were having. Time was flying by, and that's the kind of experience that he brings to the table. So I'm happy he got the link up. We got to link up. Excuse me, and that he brought me through, and got me sitting here with you, my brother.
How did how did he how did you guys get to link up? How did that go?
It's like on social media, you're gonna meet two types of people. You're gonna meet people that want to help, and then you're gonna meet the scammers. This- and like I get a lot of that, but Chris or Mr. Anton Woods, he decided to to hit me up, and he was just he showed love. And you could tell, when someone's being genuine with you, even online, by certain things that they do and certain things that they say. So, I've been meaning to get over here for a while. But I working 2, 3 jobs. Sometimes
Timing is
it's a
everything.
little hard. So,
Timing is everything.
but the timing was perfect. It
Timing is
turns out
everything.
that us linking together when we did turned out to be an amazing move. So, after talking to each other on social media for a little while, I saw how genuine he truly was, and that for me, that's all it takes. I'm a very easy guy. It's like it doesn't take much. Just takes a little bit of genuineness, and like I'm all ears. Otherwise, yeah, I may seem a little stoic and a little bit brooding, but nah. If you're genuine, I welcome you with open arms.
Do me a favor, man.
Yeah.
The camera is right there, right?
Yes.
I want you to inspire a young entrepreneur out there. Just inspire. Just tell him something.
Okay. I would say that this was something I would say to my younger self. Um, if there's no lane for you, create one. If there's no direction for you, choose one. if there's no place for you, become the place for you. And the biggest thing that I would say is to never give up, because times are going to come knocking on your door and they're going to be the bleakest times.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when you realize what your strengths truly are. Those rainy days aren't the days that we use the umbrella. It's the time that it rains that we bring our umbrella out and we truly cover ourselves. And the way we do that is on the days where things are good, you reinforce that positivity. You layer that positivity so that anytime something comes knocking, you have positivity in the bank to give out. You have no time for negativity. You have no time to stop, continue moving forward, and continue blazing trails.
You heard it from the man himself, Mr.
Amen.
Ligardy.
Amen.
And from
Thank
me today, work hard in silence. Let your success
you.
make the noise.
Amen.
Do you understand? Not too much of this, but get with it.
More to action.
So I'm saying more action and just get with it. Lagarde, you came here from Haiti. How
Mhm.
young did you came into this country?
I came here when I was about, I would say 5.5, 6 years old. I was just turning 6 when we got here.
Yeah?
Got here about 1999 ish. Yeah, 98, 99.
We have no excuses, man.
Oh no, that's the one thing you'll hear all over any Caribbean household is there's no excuses.
No
So,
excuses.
we come from we come from the land of if you want something you get up and you go work for it. You work one job, you work two job, you work three job if you have to. You
And
get what you need to get.
excuses is the biggest demon
Oh, big time.
in anyone, any worker, any entrepreneur, any businessman, any athlete, anyone. Excuses is the biggest demon in your life. So please erase that shit out
Hmm.
and go do it. Make your mistakes, learn from it, pick it up, dust yourself off, and ready for the next challenge. All right. So today we have the young businessman, because I'm not gonna say aspiring because he's doing it. You know what I mean? And said, please go and support his hats.
Yes,
You
please.
know what I mean? Can you take off the hat and show
Oh
it to
yeah.
them, please?
Oh yeah. This is my Ligardy hat Mark One. It's one of you can hear give it a go.
Oh man,
See.
come on, boy.
We have a red silk lining on the inside. We have a premium leather sweatband, and then this one in particular, the Mark One, is going to be the rabbit fur felt for it's extremely durable as well as very very malleable when it comes down to reshaping it and shaping it up. It's probably in my opinion, one of the better
And
materials.
and and you do customizing,
Oh yeah, I customize
one of one.
one of one.
Ah,
Yes.
come on.
So the beauty of the brand, right, is the hat comes as what's called open crown. It's when it has like the dome, right?
Yeah,
That means it doesn't have a shape on it yet. So when I meet a customer, I let them dictate what type of shape they want in their hat,
the hat.
and I make the hat specifically for them. So no two shapes will ever be alike because no two head shapes would ever be alike.
Facts.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes so much sense.
So you give them. This is in a sense. It's a pseudo custom. So I pretty much give you the canvas and give you the paint, and then you let me know what you want painted on said canvas, and then we get it done. We get it done specifically for you, and then we add on the bells and whistles. We add on different feathers. We add on different materials. I've actually started getting better with my torch. So now we're doing a burn fade, which is like I'm trying to, you're in
Yeah,
here, so
yeah.
you're trying to learn how to
Burn fade.
trying to learn how to fade,
Fade it out.
fade it, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
create a little gradient,
Yeah, I see you
So
have an H in here. What does that signify?
the H is if you look at it closely, it's four L's combined together to make the H. So it's my this is essentially my
Oh,
logo.
Lord. That's
Ligardy
your.
hats.
Oh. You
Yep.
heard that? There's an H in there. And it's really four L's. Lagarde hat.
Amen. Yep.
That's creative.
Yes.
I like the logo too.
Oh, thank you, man. The logo is like, we want to make this a worldwide brand. We don't want this. I want you to think of me when you think of hats,
And
especially
guys,
as a New Yorker, expanding to the world. Like when you see hats and when you think of hats, especially flat brims, I want me to be the first person that you think of. So this H goes in 4 directions to represent the 4 corners of the earth that we're eventually going to touch.
Oh my God, the quality of this what is A1.
Yes.
Just by holding it in my hands, and tell them what's the type of material and what's the process of really getting to the finished product.
I got you. So this one, I was talking to Chris earlier about it. This one is going to be a rabbit fur felt. Some companies decide to shave the rabbit. Some companies decide to do other things. We're not going to talk about how they acquire their materials. After the material is acquired, right, it's felted. So the raw material goes into a giant bin of sorts, right, where the material is then bonded together through various means. I've seen they have an electrical bonding process, and just all the hairs just come together. They come together tight, and then the material is flattened. They put it through a giant conveyor belt, and it's flattened out, and then you get they put it over the dome to get that initial hat shape. From there, it's molded, sanded, and steamed all the way till you get this right here. So there's various materials that you can use. The entry-level material is wool. That's the most common material that you see. The next step up would be rabbit fur felt. And then the higher step up, which is the A1 super grade, is beaver. Beaver and beaver mink. Is it going to be like tippity top?
Is that legal?
It's very legal.
I hear a lot of animals calling, man. Like,
it's very legal. I haven't seen the fur people go too crazy about it. I think the animals are okay for the most part. They just take their.
Make sure somebody eat that rabbit, please.
Yes,
please.
Definitely. But yes, there's you make a hat out of damn near any and everything that's relatively malleable, but also a bit more durable because you
want it to last.
Yeah. So in the summertime, we would do stuff like straw. We would do palm. We would do braided hemp. Those are the materials that you would use
straw.
In the summertime. And then
I can give you an experience of me growing up.
Yeah.
I used to make mats from straw.
See?
And basket.
See now.
I was growing up in Jamaica. That was a source of income.
I cannot weave to save my life. So that is a talent.
I weave. We used to stay up late at night, you know. But like I said, this is a Nothing to Fear podcast. This is episode 21, and we're in the 20s, and we're counting, and we have the young businessman Ligardy today on set. Remember, guys, please share, comment, subscribe, bring someone to the community.
Yes.
Until next time.
Welcome to Nothing to Fear podcast. I go by the name Chris Blanca Pro. I started this podcast to share my untold story, my truths, and my journey, and my close relationship to Jesus Christ. And I want you to create a life on your own terms. We always have a choice. This podcast is about career, hustle, perseverance, manifestation, fun, sport, entertainment, relationship goals, and